Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Aussie South African top 40 today? So starting off on the weekly, you'll see we had a pretty good weekly engulfing, and then we ended up with a inside bar on the weekly. One of the key things at play here is pretty much this level. Okay, so this previous swing low, you can see how it's pretty close to the 200 moving average on the weekly, and we are kind of hovering in this area. Okay, which is kind of to be expected. Broken through the 200, broken back above the 200, come back to test the break, and that's kind of where we are at the moment. Stochastic at the moment is pretty much heading for a crossover, which is starting to look like a turn, and we even had some weekly diversions here on the Williams percentage R, and that is also indicating a turn. However, if we start drilling down to the lower time frames, you'll see the daily, we had a grouping right at the top here, and we've been talking about this range break for some time, and we've had a close below this range. Now, again, looking at moving averages, we have bounced off the moving average, and I can even adjust this slightly to this previous inside tail. I can probably even head more to the left and look for these inside tails here, which is where it's hit. Okay, now the big thing that we have at play here is there is still a daily open gap here. Okay, and this is looking like a cross. We also have diversions here. We have diversions here. So in other words, there's the previous high. There is the new high, and that divergence is still in play. So there is a possibility that we can still pull back. Now, in saying that, if we look at our good old friend Tencent, Tencent is down almost 2% currently. So you could pretty much expect a gap down at the open. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look at the 4-hour before we get down to what we need to do today. 4-hour, you can see we do have a grouping of the one oscillator at the bottom, but we're still waiting for the stochastics to come down. We do have this gap, and we'll look at the gap at a lower time frame now. But and then I think the last thing we want to do is just put a Fibonacci on this. See where we are. So we are at the 61.8 Fibonacci right now. Okay, so any normal market you would expect a bit of a bounce here, but since this is driven by Tencent, I think you can just expect a gap down. And I would say have a quick look on the 12-minute. Yeah, that lines up fine. So okay, just looking at the gap quickly, about what pointed out. Here is the daily gap. You can see there was where it closed. This level of 46451. So I suspect that that is the area that we're going to target today. We barely got there on Friday, so I suspect we're going to come down again and hit this area. Okay, so I'm just going to take that one out the way. There is another inside tail here. So there is an inside tail, and I think if we just go to a higher time frame, yeah. We have two scenarios here. Okay, so what I expect today is another move to the downside. Okay, and I expect us to try and find some support pretty much along one of these three levels. So the first level is going to be 46,450. Second level is going to be 46,080, and 45,920. Yeah, 45,920 is probably at the lowest point. And if we break through that, then you can expect this next daily gap to close. But that's where we are at the moment. Trend is down at the moment, and it is down on the 4 hour, it is down on the 1 hour, and on the half hour. We're trying to make an attempt at a close, but I suspect that all this here was pretty much the profit taking for the week. Okay, so that's kind of my view for today. And what you're looking for is a break above 47,196 or 47,200 would be a good stop level. That would indicate that we're wrong and it is heading to the upside. But I think for now, that's kind of the level that I'm watching. And the way I'd play this is watch that first half hour, see what happens, and then trade with the direction of that first half hour. Okay, so anyway, guys, that's the Aussie for me. I'm expecting more downside, but just bear in mind, okay, the rand is pretty flat at the moment, but the US markets and the Asian markets are up right now. So Dow futures is up 0.25%, S&P futures is up 0.3%, and the one we need to focus on, which is Nasdaq. Nasdaq futures is up 0.5%. So normally when the Nasdaq is up, Tencent's up, but yeah, I think Tencent's been hammered with a bit of political noise coming out of China. So that's kind of my take at the moment. I'm expecting more of a downside, and I'm expecting a second move pretty much for this 2-day fall, which was 2,000, well over 2,000 points. So I'm expecting us to come down and find one of these levels to the downside. Okay, so yeah, only thing that's going to change my mind is a break above 47,200. Break above 47,200 is going to start putting us above the 200 moving average, and also we'll probably get a moving average crossover here. Okay, so that's kind of my view on this at the moment. Lots of continuation diversions as well, so definitely my bias is to the downside. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. I hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.